Welcome to Comic Emporium, Panama City, Florida's most seasoned comic haven. But hold your horses, it's not just a comic shop, it's a treasure trove of pop culture collectibles, with a side of Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games. Whether you're a tabletop game enthusiast or a cosplay fanatic, we've got a range of weapons and miniatures that'll make your inner geek squeal with delight. And for the painters, we've got a whole rainbow of colours for your miniatures, models and terrain. Don't forget to roll the dice on our selection of math rocks and dice bags. And for the RPG lovers, we've got a library of Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder and more. Come on down to Comic Emporium, where you can play your favourite card, tabletop, war and RPG games until your heart's content.
We have audio now.
We have audio. You know what?
We'll just go with it.
I was gonna say, if it's a low equity this time, sorry guys.
Yeah, we'll just go with it.
Yeah. Set it down here so it's as far away from that as possible. And
All right. Hey, we're back again for the third, fourth time. I don't know.
We're back.
Okay.
Now we need the video.
What?
There it is.
Yeah, no, I got that. Okay. So hey, welcome back. Gosh, this is what a night. What a night. Let me tell you.
I can see it in here.
Yeah, hey.
Thanks for hanging in with us, guys.
You know, we've said this from the very beginning, so it doesn't make it really just wouldn't be an episode if we didn't say, you know, we wouldn't be Candles and Coasters if we didn't have technical issues. Yeah, very well. Okay, so but that means, of course, now I'm not streaming to Facebook or YouTube.
We'll just post it later.
Oh.
Okay, marvelous. All right.
Do what we gotta do.
Yeah, I could probably.
No.
Well, I mean, I could go back and I could restart the stream and stream to everything now if I needed to.
Why can't we just put it on later?
Well, I don't think you, I'll link it and it'll be fine. Hey guys, welcome back to Candles and Coasters. Yeah, we fixed it. Let's not break it again. I guess you can let Ian know. Never mind. He's already on his way though. Okay, cool.
Sorry, Ian. Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, personal shout out there. Like, thanks, Ian. Like,
You're wonderful.
kudos for all the amazing help you've been, but we clearly will fumble through this.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yep.
So, welcome back to Candles and Coasters. I am your DM, Alex, coming to you live from Comic Emporium right here in Panama City. We are Panama City's oldest comic shop. We are now 35 minutes late getting started because of all of the technical issues. If you could hear me earlier, you would have heard me say we are 17 minutes late because of all the technical issues, because we have all this brand new hardware that we're still trying to get worked out, even though we do a break in between in order to try to get all this stuff worked out, and it doesn't matter because once we hit go live, that's when everything goes haywire. So tonight what we are doing is we are going to be doing a question and answer section. We have finished up with Dragonlance. We have finished up with Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We are getting ready to change DMs for a third time. We will be having Dustin come in and be our next DM for ShadowDark RPG. But tonight we will be answering some questions submitted by you guys, the public and our fans, and we are going to be doing some live answers as well. So if you're in chat right now and you have questions, feel free to ask them, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Now, what we are going to do is I'm going to start this off right away with some questions for everybody. And let's see. So, I guess the best way to do this, I would have you guys just roll initiative, and we'll go down the order like that, but I don't think anybody brought dice.
We always have dice. Are you kidding me?
Calm down.
There's Chinese over here. Mine are in my bag. Okay,
There's
cool.
literally dice on my keychain.
Yep.
So, all right.
I probably have
All right.
sets for everybody.
Okay, so let's do that then. We'll roll initiative, everybody,
My
and
dice are in
then
my bag.
we'll
I need to borrow dice.
we'll go from there.
The stars on the table. You see the table?
Yeah, I know, because
On the
I was
table.
like, we're not gonna roll
Sorry,
dice.
yep.
Fine.
It's a rainbow
Okay,
bag.
let me see if I can get to my initiative tracker.
TT
All right, let's see. So we're gonna have
Y'all ain't got no dice. What?
Justin,
Mine too.
Larry,
Where's yours? The bag right by
Aaron,
Yes.
Who needs a 20?
Kara.
Got it.
Initiative bonus, so you change it up.
No, it's gonna be flat D20 rolls. Get to make up your dexterity bonus. All right, whoever can juggle can get a +5.
No, thank you. Mine's clearly
You ready?
negative 3.
Monkey Man rolled an 18.
Okay, good, good.
I can't have you bar that.
Monkey Man gets to go first.
All right, let's see. We got Tavares here. Let's see. We've
Dang.
got Kayla.
I also rolled an 18.
Uh-oh.
Me too.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Who has the better dex?
That's shiny.
And then who?
And then we're gonna, we'll have guests in chat.
Me and Dustin?
All right. So Dustin, what do you got? You said you got an 18?
18.
All right.
This is a man.
Larry, what have you got?
This is the person who's so
Eight.
bad her attitude. We're like, but
Aaron, what have you got?
6.
Hey, there we go. Return to form. Kara, what do you got?
I have an 18, and we've decided that Dustin has the better dex.
Okay,
Me on this
all right.
one, he does.
I believe that. I believe that. We'll go there. Okay, 18.1. All right, Tavares, what do you got?
4.
4. Wow.
Apparently the astral spike is not working.
She said it down in front of you.
Can they hear them?
I don't know.
Oh,
Seems
uh,
like everyone's hearing everything.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it anymore, dude. We just gotta move on. Fadela, what do you got?
I got an 8, but clearly I
Because I
have a
cannot
negative
think.
3 as earlier
Look it
shown, so I think Larry gets first.
Yeah, that's true. You did not only you unplugged us entirely earlier. Shiny.
Twice! I thought twice. She knocked the camera over.
Penalty to dex. Penalty.
Okay, all right. Between Shiny and Aaron, who's got the better dexterity bonus?
He has bunny ears.
I think he gets the automatic bonus.
If we're counting people who knocked off the stream tonight, then Astral gets it.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Sorry.
No, you did not, sir. We had to fix
Exactly
it.
right.
Hey, well, that's what matters. All right, so we're gonna start off with Dustin. Dustin, you are top of the board here. Okay. So first on initiative, this question goes for everybody. We'll go in initiative order as always. What was your favorite moment or memory from the campaign, and why did it stand out for you?
If you don't want to answer, you can skip.
I mean, technically I answered this in the last interview, but yeah.
I know. We did talk
When
about
Astral blew up the boat, because
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It was the most dumbest thing I think I've ever seen, but also.
I don't think we've let him live that down, not even once.
But
yet.
to be fair, very entertaining at the
for
same
sure.
time.
Mhm.
So
Let me tell you, as a GM on my side of the board for that, like, I'm just going, how do I not just kill off every character that is on this boat right now?
To be fair, there is a question, to be honest, for
Oh,
DM
good.
Alex about that later.
Fantastic. So we're going to get to that one. All right. Next up, Kara, your favorite moment or memory
Oh gosh.
and why?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like it's been a really, I felt like as a character it changed a lot, like who she was and kind of like what we were doing, what she was doing kind of stayed the same the whole time, but kind of just how I was playing her and how the whole group played, how we played off of each other, felt like it changed a lot to me in the
Great.
campaign.
So what was your favorite moment?
I think pretty much any moment I got to be a dragon.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of those.
Because you're like being a dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that figures. All righty, next up, Larry, what have you got for us? Believe it or not, we jumped from 18 to 8 in initiative order.
Yeah.
Stop reminding us.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, if we had
If this was a fight, the big
initiative,
guy
different.
wrecked us.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
if this was a fight, the bard went first, along with whatever Dustin decided to play, which generally is a bard too. So you know what, y'all are fine. You're fine.
Larry, what do you got?
We talked our way out.
Favorite moment, favorite memory, why?
I don't often get to play mom in campaigns, and I got to in this one, and that was really fun. I feel naturally I'm a mom, so I really enjoyed that.
Show of hands, who considers Larry the mom of the group? Go ahead. Yep, everybody.
I'm not the oldest, but I'm.
No, you're definitely not the
No,
oldest, but
there's
you
difference
definitely
between
have mom vibes.
The mom
You-
energy of the group.
Yeah.
being
It's okay, I'm pretty sure outside of character I do too. I
Okay.
don't pass out candy beforehand to make sure everybody has
Yeah,
snacks.
you definitely aren't walking around. Do you have some candy? She really does. She
What's
comes
your
with candy
favorite
every
candy?
single time. Yeah, candy.
What's your favorite flavor?
Aaron, what do you got?
I think honestly, I think the
You're
very
fine.
beginning of the campaign for me is probably my favorite. Being able to embody a character that quite literally is a fish out of water and do silly things like as he is trying to learn the rules of this world and everything like that. I think that's probably the funnest for me, is just being able to act like I'm not from here, because very often I feel like I'm not from here in real life. So
We all have
to
that.
be able to,
That's
so
why
to
we
be able
do this.
so to be able to take that and actually do it in a game and be that fish out of water and like learn and then have a sort of dependency on the people that I just come across and trust that I'm here for a reason. I think it was fun for me being able to do that and then have the character learn as the story progressed.
Cool. Love that. All right. Well, Shiny, you're up next. Favorite memory or favorite moment?
It's gonna have to be the
God rats.
moment that Astral walked through into the tent.
Man, that was a good one. We had talked about that for a while.
Oh yeah, we had that planned for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we didn't know who was going to go into the tent. And because it was you, it was just like, Kevin and I were just like, all right, well,
Had to be Astral.
I mean, if it was going to be anybody, it was definitely going to be him.
Yeah. Anybody that it could have been, it had to be Astral, and it worked out perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a gut wrencher, man.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Fadela, now it's your turn.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I forgot about the -3.
Yeah.
So it's a toss-up, actually, because I have two that probably my favorite. I love the shrine.
Shrine.
The whole,
Yeah.
everything about the shrine was amazing. And then tricking this one into doing the magical schoolgirl dance.
Yeah.
How does that go again? I've forgotten, y'all. You know. Oh,
So
good.
much joy every single time you did it, and
Yep.
thank you so much for that.
Most welcome.
That was good.
Ooh, we're moving stuff around. All right, Tavares, what was your favorite moment or memory?
There's so many.
Well, you can only pick one.
I know. So for me, my favorite moment would have to be by far the destructive nature of you give me an idea and you let me run with it. So
My job.
being able to fire the cannon, even though everybody was like, don't do it, he's gonna really do it. He's like, and the fact is like, Illyria was like, he's not gonna fire his cannon. The team's not gonna let him fire the cannon. And I was like, I'm about to fire this
Yeah.
fire this
In the city.
You sure were. Yeah.
and then for it to happen and for it to go off and then everybody was like,
Chaos.
That really happened. Oh my god.
I was like, what happened?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
That was
Okay.
good. That was good.
Let's do guests in the chat. What's your favorite memory or moment from the game? And I'll read them out loud to everybody. I know it's going to take 30 seconds here, so.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
you can go
Yeah.
back to it.
So once I get that, I'll come back to it as dictated.
Dictated.
Boss lady.
Dictated.
All right,
I'm not a dictator.
you are not. Okay, number 2. What was the most challenging moment for you, either in terms of combat or role play? Top of the initiative, 18 with Dustin.
Alright, well, I guess being NPC of honor, I did not, I guess the challenging part I had, like, roleplay wise, was, not trying to overstep or outshine the players, but still be in that NPC bracket because it's still, their story.
Right.
So trying to do that. But as far as combat goes, I asked for a flame tongue longsword and you gave it to me, and then all the enemies were weak to fire or were resistant to fire. So
Yeah,
It was a dragon land campaign.
but I don't care. I
Yeah.
like fire swords.
Well, you got to use it.
Yes.
So that was awesome. And you came up with a whole story behind the blade and a whole activation word and everything, which we acted out. And I appreciate that very, very much. Kara, challenging moment for you? Role play or combat?
I think for me, honestly, the most challenging part for this has been trying to remember to play, because we worked out beforehand. Alex and I did a bunch of backstory stuff on the side, so she wasn't able to tell the party so much about her, and she wasn't supposed to remember it. So remembering to act like I don't remember all this stuff, remembering to act like, oh, I don't actually know that, I don't actually know I'm a dragon, remembering all of this stuff and trying to kind of remember to act accordingly. That actually was really hard for me, because I think especially when we first began and we went to that first village and when we met Frostwind, and that, I think that actually was the time that maybe it was hardest for me, because I know I did a lot, but I kind of had to keep reminding myself, no, you would react this way to this person because you do think you're related, you don't know anything different. So that was a little challenging for me.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, Larry, most challenging?
Ugh, I'm already crying.
I know she's already crying. I know what it was. I guarantee you I know what it is.
Was it the first time or the 5th time Derek died?
It was the
Corpse explosion times 70.
Yeah, it was hard to see, people die. You were an amazing NPC, by the way. Every time I went home and thought about the game, it was always the knights, Darrett and Vitus and Reverence. Yeah, it was hard seeing the kids either die or leave. That was really hard. And hearing about Darrett possibly dying, that was really hard. I mean, I mourned that. Seriously mourned that. I have zero narrative distancing, so
Oh, go on.
it was really hard, and I was really mad at Alex for a long time.
She was off.
It was very dumb. Anyway, that's it. Moving on.
Okay. Next on the list, Aaron, most challenging, either combat or.
I think the most challenging part, I think the most challenging part was when we were, I think it was when we were in the wastes, and Astra was given word that there were other Nightskins in the area, and Aaron knows the rule, right? There is no splitting the party, but then it was what would Astral do? And I think it's challenging for me because I know what the smart thing to do is, but then narratively, how do I play this character correctly? And literally, having that frustration play out in the stream where he separates and just dips in the midst of the chaos when Durin is tied up and Durin gets free and everything is going he's just F it, take the communicator off, summon a horse, get up out of here and get going to where he thinks that his fellow people are. I think that it added a challenge amongst the team, but I think it was hard for me to make that decision because what would he do?
Sure.
And a lot of this story, I felt myself being fully immersed into the character.
Yeah.
And that frustration was literally I was feeling it.
I definitely saw that in all of you. To see you, when cameras start rolling, to see you guys actually step into your character and not leave it is really rewarding for me on my side of the table.
I was really mad.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell
mad.
you, because of that, there was several people in here who were mad at Aaron And I was just like, guys, you gotta understand that's
Yeah.
exactly what his character
Yeah.
would do.
Well,
and
we-
it sucks because, it does split the party
We
and
were mad
everything.
about the separation because we love him.
Yeah.
We were not
Yeah.
like, God, that was stupid. We were like, no, he's gone.
Yeah.
And that was upsetting.
And what's the challenging part of it is like having Astral, like he's adopted these children. One of the children died. He's in a foreign land right now. He's just gotten word that his people are out here. It's his responsibility. They're not gonna know how to interact with them. They're not gonna know how to talk to them. They're not gonna know what they look like, right? So, do I put the rest of the team in danger and have them jeopardize their world for my personal thing and going to get these people? There was so much chaos, and by and large, for the most part, Astral is a young guy.
Yeah.
Like we homebrewed the Order of Youth.
Yeah.
Like he's young and he thinks on the fly. He comes up with random stupid ideas and just goes with it. So
Very impressive.
I think that was just there was a lot of like tension inside of him at that time, and I think it's just being able to just feel that and then act on it without really playing it off of the rest of the team. I know it creates tension, but that's the point, right? So
Shiny? Most challenging moment, either in terms of combat or roleplay?
Really neither of both.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the most challenging part of the character in itself was at the very beginning when he's firing off the rafters and me keeping my mouth shut to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Fidela.
Two kind of stand out. One is when I realized I accidentally killed this one because that ate me up so
That's
much.
true. That's actually true. That lasted for days afterwards.
I never heard of it.
Yep.
Every night.
I felt so bad about it. And then also when she joined, because she joined in late
Yeah.
into a party that had already kind of established their connection and trying to figure out how she was going to fit into it was
You fit right on the back of Roderick. That's where you fit.
it was definitely a little bit more challenging to figure out for me in the beginning.
Sure.
So I think once we came up with the secret thing, it kind of came a little bit easier, but still hard.
Tavares?
I'm sorry.
What?
No, Kara's already
He's
been.
already talked to me.
Oh,
Kara went 2 seconds.
Tell the DM whose turn it is.
I'm looking. I've got an initiative tracker in front of me, so
One side.
the most challenging part of the fight. We
challenging
got it.
part, shot, period. Okay, back to the answer.
I just thought it was just like
Having a dragon in the party is challenging.
I was to say, I mean, valid, fair.
Okay, so it's difficult because
That's fun.
I am not I don't live in a realm of chaos.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm coming to my brother's defense right here, all right? Tavares is so incredibly logical and just
Straight laced.
So,
absolute stable.
I personally do not
Zen is
live
the best
in
word
the
I've ever
realm of chaos.
so zen all the time.
So to flip the script
Yeah.
and to be fully chaotic and to embrace the chaotic nature and to do things against the entire party wishes. Split the party? Great idea. Did it like multiple times. Walking to the beat of my own special drum. Doing things that the party, although would not want to do, but Durin would want to.
I'm mad now.
Durin's gonna Durin. I heard that say.
You're just thinking about it and you gotta get it.
having the growth that he slowly went through, but still went through. I was able to really encapsulate and make Durin a very unique character based off all the other characters that I played.
Yeah.
By embracing the chaotic nature of what I'm actually capable of doing.
Yeah.
Was really good and really fun. next character I make, I have no idea how he's gonna be.
Well, we're gonna have to find out because that's coming up pretty quick.
He's not. No, he's not gonna.
Oh, he's not in ShadowDark. Oh.
Taking a break.
Oh, you're taking a break with me.
I am taking a break.
Oh, very nice.
But that does not mean I will not be back, and if the fans want me to be back,
Oh yeah.
I will definitely come
If
back.
you want to play an NPC, we can make you one.
Apparently, what we need at this point is a bunch of people to tell Tavares how much they need to see him on camera. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yes. Build up my ego.
That's what he needs right now. All right, guess in the chat if you have question, or if you have an answer to this, what your most challenging moment is, please put it in chat, and I will read it out later on. All right, top of the order once more, round 3, going on number 3 question. Dustin, how well do you think the campaign captured the essence of Dragonlance? And what felt particularly on brand to you?
Actually, I have a lot I can say about this one. That's-
Keep it narrow.
I was gonna say, well, we've got an
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
and 2 minutes, so
I know I felt like the book itself could have done better, but I know when this campaign was made, there was actually a lawsuit between Wizards of the Coast and Lauren Tracy Hickman and Margaret Wise, who actually wrote Dragonlance. And I think it resolved with Laura Tracy Hickman and them. They got to keep like the characters and the stories they wrote, but Wizards of the Coast got the world. But the problem I have with that is those characters greatly influenced the world. So we have no Tannis House,
Lorana.
no Raceland, no Gold Moon.
Savara,
Yeah, no Lorana. I haven't met her yet, but I'm close.
Yara,
However, I guess the part that felt on
Storm
brand.
Brightblade.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, so the fact it would have been cool to have those as NPCs that the characters could interact with or at least see them in the world, but due to the legal issues, they couldn't. So, as far as it being on brand, of course, we got Soth, so yay. And then the ending, I think, like the Dragon Wars and the Dragonlings and everyone flying on top. I mean, there's board games made of that. There's video games, an old gold box game called Dragonlance Dragonflight or something. It's like a flight simulator, but you're on a dragon. So it definitely captured it at the end. Like those last 2 sessions we did, I'm like, this is Dragonlance. And of course, Reverend's had the Dragonlance. Alright, but yeah, so.
Definitely I can say to that that was one of my big issues with it was it talked about a lot of places that didn't have a whole lot of information about them, and the book was not very forthcoming with the lore, so I had to do a lot of research, thanks to Reddit out there for helping me out with that.
Yeah, Reddit.
And I think if we had had a wizard in the party, there were many opportunities throughout the book that dealt specifically with the Towers of High Sorcery that would have brought a lot more of that in. But because we didn't have a wizard in the party, we didn't get to explore any of that really. Okay, so next up on that list, Kara. Same. How well do you think the campaign captured the essence of Dragonlance, and
Gonna
what
be
felt
honest.
particularly on brand to you?
I didn't actually get the opportunity to read the books or anything beforehand, and once we started the campaign, or actually once we talked about it, I was like, yeah, I can't read this now because I know I will spoil things for myself, or I will get angry about what feels disconjointed between the two, because that's how I am. So now that we've finished it, it is on my to-do list as far as something to read.
They just re-released the Chronicles in a new edition.
I got
Yeah,
it's the first 3 books in one giant
You know,
book. It's epic.
Chronicles and Legends, and you're good. Just read those, and
I
you're
mean,
fine.
I read everything. It's just I had a series I haven't gotten around to, because for a while there they were harder to find. It was something I looked for at one point. They were just really hard to find. So there's my excuse to the world. I read a different like 150 books last year. So.
That's true. That's true. Alrighty. Well, Larry,
I
because I know how much of a fan you are of the series.
massive. I have family members named after characters. Like
Yep.
we are fanatical about it. I really enjoyed going over the measure and really playing the night. I mean, I talked about it all the time out of game. I read about it constantly. I was constantly
Great characters.
making up stories about it. Really enjoyed the narrowness of being a Knight of Solamnia and how you had to do it. No matter what, you had to keep going, be happy, and carry on, and that's kind of me in real life. I'm like, it's fine, everything's fine, we're fine, let's go, it's fine.
Very true.
So it was really fun to do that, and it felt very much like I was in Dragonlance because I got to do all of that research and be a part of the Knights of Solamnia.
That was awesome.
They're fun to play.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Aaron.
tricky too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I believe the campaign was very much on brand. Like I said, the world was fairly consistent, and I know that they didn't give a lot of information in the setting, but just kudos to you in doing the research and figuring out a way to meld it in. But then also like some homebrewed aspects that you allowed us to play in and bring in. Like the Nightskins aren't even an actual race that's been approved by Wizards of the Coast or anything, but being allowed to bring one in, and then you coming up with a segment of the story where I can fit in and actually be a part of it. I deeply appreciate that, and that race is just sentimental for me for a number of reasons. But as far as the campaign itself, yeah, definitely felt on brand to me, and without with missing out on the heroes and stuff from previous characters, like I think you did as good a job as you could keeping everything lore accurate. So
Alrighty. Shiny.
So kind of like what Kara said is I never really got to read them beforehand, and again I wouldn't want to have spoiled it even though I was moderating
I know what
half
you
of the
guys are
time.
getting.
I was gonna say, it's not that anyone can buy them.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You guys just go ahead and expect that at the next event we
I
do.
have them in the house.
Yeah. We're just gonna go make sure these two get a chance to read the series.
And when I'm done with the book, you can borrow it.
Mm-hmm. I got signed copies. I met Margaret. She was
Oh,
marvelous.
nice. I bet.
Nice.
Tracy was at a panel, so I didn't get to talk to him, but yeah, Margaret was wonderful. Fidela.
I also actually have never read the books, so I walked into this completely utterly blind.
Wash your hands right here.
I know.
this is
No,
That's the
just
table right here.
Feel better.
this is
sorry, I was.
You'll get it after
this is right here. This is the gate.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. That's,
Sorry.
you're okay.
Locking it.
If you're going to go a different route, Lord of the Rings is the way to go. So it's all right.
Yeah, sorry, I was,
You will
I was
read it
in
when I'm done with
different
it.
fantasy books,
Read
didn't make my way around to those beforehand. But
So many things.
there is a house
Someone
that
described
he had done with them, I
trading.
can do them, so it can be right to try.
Come on, I read the entire Forgotten Realms series, like all of that.
All of the Dreads book?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
All of
that.
those.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I own most of them. I feel like I get points for that.
Tamora Pierce too.
Yeah.
She
Great.
writes some absolutely amazing fantasy novels and female-led fantasy novels that don't feel that's my favorite.
Tavares.
I would have to agree with Dustin that, and Alex that although certain key characters were not introduced into the campaign, which does suck, although it took away a good bit of it, we were able to fill it in by introducing Nightskins, by introducing or talking about the Silver Peak Mountains, by talking about different things to fill in those missing heroes. I do feel that it's a shame that we didn't get to introduce them, but logistics. But for as far as everything else on brand, I do feel that we were able to capture something and make it our own while also paying tribute to Dragonlance as a whole. Yeah, now this is me falling back into my normal self. But yeah, that's what I think. I think we did a good job with everything as far as Dragonlance is concerned.
Excellent. All right. Round 4.
Yay.
Now, this question, I think everybody's been talking about for quite some time.
Okay.
All right. So the question is, first, did the ending of the campaign satisfy you? Secondly, what happens next with your characters? Now, Dustin,
That's easy.
Vitus is dead.
My character's dead.
So, yeah, he's fine. He's gone.
But yes, the ending did very much satisfy me. You did an epic job, and
You and I worked on that together.
Yeah. And yeah, because like I approached him and I was like, does the party ever fight Soth? And he's like, not really. I'm like, can Vitus fight Soth and die? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, yes. So I thought that was epic. And as far as what's next for Vitus, well, he's beheaded. But if the afterlife exists, he's having a drink with Ispen. So
No, he's not.
yeah, because Ispen's not dead.
He's holding the spot for
I
him.
know, right?
Kara, did the ending satisfy you? And what happens next with Cyprian, the full-blooded dragon?
So actually, yes. And anyone who plays D&D, I feel like knows how uncommon that is to get the ending you wanted, to get the ending that felt like, oh, I got to complete my character arc. Not because we have bad DMs, but because, dude, we can't hold a party together for long enough to finish a dang game.
Mm-hmm.
Have somebody who's newer to the game who said to me the other day, yeah, my ultimate goal is to reach level 18. I said, that is an adorable goal. Been playing over 10 years. I haven't got there, but all right, you let me know. So, you know, it's a good goal, but, you know, the ending was very satisfying for me. Honestly, since Sai is really she was okay even before we actually had the whole ending. If she could have just gotten her egg and gone back home, that would honestly have been it for her. That's all she had to do.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. You know,
what happens next for Sai?
honestly, for Sai, I think it would be going back and doing, and there was a lot of backstory stuff we never covered on Sai, but I think it would be her going back and trying to do kind of what she was doing before, because honestly, before all of this started, Sai was one of the people, or one of the dragons, instrumental in her part of the world for kind of trying to find some way to broker some kind of peace between the two types of dragons and help make sure that they don't die out. There's a whole thing about how hard it is for dragons to breed. So I know for her, she would want to go back. She would want to, you know, be able to raise her young. She'd probably have her mate raise them mostly. I don't know what that noise was, but apparently I don't get the choices I thought I did. Either way, to be fair, I mean, she had a mate who was perfectly happy to have raised the children anyway. But, you know, honestly, I think for her, it was about making sure she got that back and then trying to figure out what could be next steps for dragons.
I think we all know what happens next for Larry, but let's just ask anyway. Larry,
Oh, Larry, what happened?
were you satisfied? Did I satisfy you?
Yes.
But intentionally.
I know
Yeah.
he did.
Are you not?
And Derek and Reverence are opening the Red Blade Academy to teach squires all sorts of things, mostly about the measure and being a proper knight. And they have space for professors to come in and guest lecture Durin and Astral and Sai and even Layla. Come on in and teach some things.
Teaching the youth.
Well, I mean, anybody. I mean, Zeal lives, right?
Oh yeah.
Zeal can come. Be a
Man.
professor. Talk, and all of our squares are called Green Shields. I have thought of this a lot.
I know.
And, I know that Derek owes Durin a life debt. So we have to name our first child Durin, whether it's a boy or a girl. So yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot too, and what we could possibly call them, what nickname you could give to a little girl named
DJ.
Durin.
Dee
Yeah.
Dory.
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Jarena.
Yeah.
So many of us, we got you.
Don't worry, we've all been talking about this for some time.
Yeah.
D.
Just D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Aaron, what happens? Well, first, did I satisfy you?
Yes.
And
Listen. From the very beginning, I was saying I am an agile paladin, and you were like, no, you haven't got your level of bar. Fuck you.
that was verbatim.
Like I think like at the end, finally to have a fight where like Astro could actually be the character that I envisioned him, you know, be acrobatic and dexterous and whatnot, and be able to do the things he wanted to do. Flip it. He had been trying to get and ride a dragon since the first time he saw one, and I got to do it, and I'm happy. and I got to knock people off and make them fall and die.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I felt great.
That was an accident.
You technically get ride a dragon to the ground.
That one,
That doesn't count.
it counted, but it didn't count because it died before it hit. Well, anyway, yes, I'm satisfied. As far as what Astral does at the end and what he does next, he did grab Vitus's sword. He knows the activation word. He knows that he is not able to go home. I think there is something that he is going to do. I think he will attempt, and this is a shot in the dark, but I think he's going to try and get a group together and go back to the wastes and see if he can find the night skins that he never found. And whether he is successful or not when he gets back, if he gets back, but who kidding? He's getting back. Once he gets back, he will be establishing, especially if he does find them, he's going to be establishing the first Night Skin clan on Kryn. And it's going to be, he is part of the Vergen clan Sunspear, where he is from, on Deva, but he will be doing the Vergen clan Redblade after Vitus, and be not a guest speaker at the School of Reverence and Darret, but he will be a full-on administrator. He is going to be employed
The
at
dean.
the school.
He'll be the dean.
He is going to be here all the time.
I
see that.
Yeah. So there is no, there's no
Firing
like
people out of
part-time. I'm
catapult.
there every day, hanging out with the kids
Yeah.
and teaching
Lone
them.
Flinger.
It'd be good if you employ him so that it could be legitimate.
No,
Please.
I can't get paid for helping kids.
Yeah, I need you to have like an
It's part of my oath.
I need an employee that you're legitimate. Otherwise, it's creepy,
I
dude.
cannot be paid to help kids.
That's fine. But you
All
still
right,
need to
Shiny.
know
Did I satisfy you?
In terms, yeah.
Great.
With everything that we've talked about and we got to do and all the fun things
Heard it here
that
first.
we've actually been able to do with what we've talked. And
So what happens next for Zeal?
well, Zeal's staying with the Calavan Guard. He's never really established what rank he was with the guard, but pretty sure he, throughout the years of however long he would be there, he would probably try to work his way up and eventually try to get into like guard captain or anything like that.
Sure.
Intends he would be teaching the kids at the academy as well. And,
Archery.
yeah. The
See
right,
that target over there? What target? Exactly.
right and wrong ways.
Yeah.
Always
Mr.
aim
Zeal,
super
that's
high.
not a bow. That is a ballista. And we're gonna teach you how to shoot
Okay.
it by hand.
That is a problem with your imagination. So let's fix it.
There is a ban on Durin arrows though.
Dang it!
I don't need Durin arrows. Javelins that I shoot.
Rods of the gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need any kids blowing
I
our
don't
arms.
need Durin arrows to do damage. They do damage themselves.
Fidela, what do you think? Was I satisfying?
The ending, yes and no. You
Oh.
know that.
Oh. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It was a very good ending for all of the characters. It was amazingly done, but the letter left so much unsaid stuff for Layla that it is absolutely ridiculous, and that's why I said he should know why.
Yep, I do.
There's also a note in there.
So what happens next for
so
Layla?
What happens next, and I don't know if I should do it on this one or the next question, because they both kind of collide into each other. But the next thing would be her literally scouring the rest of the world to try and find Isfin. She would not stop until if anybody wanted to join her on her ship, wherever they needed to go, she'd be ferrying back and forth, but that would be her main goal, would be to find him. He's alive out there. She's gonna find him. So, and I'll leave the why.
Yeah,
for
we'll
the
go
next
into that one.
question. Because I was reading the questions ahead, going, how much, when, yep.
So Laris, was I satisfying?
Very much so, but it's satisfying.
Oh, you know it.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to say, I'm also officiating the wedding. For
Yes,
him and
that's
Frost.
right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
He had ceremony ready to
The
go.
moment it's done, like, I gotta get him to the Silver Peak Mountains, go out front Frostwind. We gotta get that wedding done. That is happening.
So,
I mean-
sir, what happens next for Durin?
Because I
Very
promise you,
And just be
After your
clear, be
wedding.
clear. Anything you say that's against what they've already said, they are going to correct you and say, "Oh no, we tie you up and carry you
Yeah,
to
you
that."
don't get options.
And he's not alone.
I made a vow. I have to follow through with that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I said
You
would
made a
be-
vow.
You would be
I'm
married.
so sorry. The thing is,
That's happening.
again, the wedding invites already went out. So it is what it is at this point, bud.
He's asking me to answer the question.
That's right. That's right. Durin,
This is normal. We are putting you in a box. You're gonna stay in this box.
and he's not going to. He's phasing through the box.
So, Durin has went through a lot of changes.
Sure.
Highs, lows, explosions, death,
Yeah.
rebirth, death,
Rebirth, death again.
death again.
More death.
So he has evolved to a sense that he wants more in life. So
Oh, he wants more.
he does return home.
Mhm.
He does follow through with his wedding.
Woo! There we go.
That
Mm.
he goes on a crusade because he is able to repopulate anything and everything.
That's true.
So he goes on a crusade to give birth to a whole new generation of Durin variations. Well,
Not before the wedding.
No,
We convinced Frostwind to be okay with it.
Genghis Khan.
he
Gracious.
Angus Durin over here.
makes sure that he gets his life debt taken care of. with
His
Durin.
seed.
He is there for every event
Yeah.
that Garrett and Larry have, and he makes sure that he is the life of the party. He is being Durin. He becomes a author and takes up the mantle of creating Durin's life lessons.
Yeah, but
Yes.
And he does go on the lookout to find Ispin, but he is also taking what he's learned and incorporating it, and he, to become a better version. I do have another favorite moment, which I'm just going to sidetrack. My favorite moment was also taking off Larry's arm randomly.
Yep.
Just shutting it.
There it is.
Oh, she's pissing me off. I'm taking this.
And have it back when you're nice to me.
Oh,
And that is so not the relationship we have in real life.
it's not.
Yes,
Like-
yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. He ran into my office and yelled at the staff around me when I was having a I mean, he is
Yeah.
amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
I really am a gosh darn delight.
You are.
You are.
But you pissed off Reverends all the time. You took her
That's
damn arm. That
my
was rude.
goal.
All right, let's move along here. Back to the top of the order here. Dustin, what was one thing you wish we had spent more time on or explored further? Or is there anything?
I mean, as far as fight is concerned, not a whole lot, but we kind of already answered it. I just wish we could have had, wrestling happen and it go on those be explored, but legal reasons prevented that unless you homebrewed it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean, I wasn't really, my character did the things he was meant to do and showed up where he was meant to show up. So
Kara, anything you wish we'd spent more time on?
So honestly, the pace was really, really nice. I hate the fact that I know out of character that we missed a whole piece of the storyline. Like I know there's a question that addresses this that we'll talk about in a minute, but I know that we missed a whole part of the storyline, and that part that I'm not gonna lie to you guys, ever since I found that out, there's been like a mild twitch in my eye every time I think about it. Like
Why is everybody looking at me?
I wasn't looking at it, but I will go ahead and but yeah, that was really like that. There's just been a mild twitch there. Like There were other things. I bet we could have learned things. I bet we would have learned things. Oh my God, we could have learned things.
I bet we could save a month and a half.
Yep.
We did. You know what? You know what, Astro? Good job.
Oh,
Good job. Good things for the stream. Thanks, bud.
Oh, God.
Larry, anything you wish we'd spent more time on?
Yes. Really didn't enjoy missing the tower. You know, that whole situation. That was frustrating.
Uh-huh.
But we're not frustrated at you anymore. We love you. You are our brother.
So many things I pissed you guys off.
Wait. To be fair, though, no. Side back to you on that play, though. To be fair, in character, side back that play. That dude would suck. So throw him in and let's move on.
I didn't know it was gonna shut. I didn't do it on purpose.
Again, in character, side back that play 100%. Just out of character, Kara knows, and Kara's like, oh God. Wow.
Reverend supported nothing.
Reverend's really supported nothing. So to be honest,
I would
That's
me, the person who reads romance like it's going out of style. I would have loved to see more Derek and Reverend's time. I mean, outside of my head.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
you two having conversations on the comm, like we can hear you.
Yeah.
Mute yourselves, please.
Please
They're
move to a
fade
private
black
channel.
with constitution and athletic checks.
There's no volume control.
Shapeshift.
That's it.
Yeah, shapeshift.
Derek?
Yep.
Don't roll a one on the faded black
Yep.
scenes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think when we first got into Calaman, I think if I would have liked to spend a little bit more time in Calaman, even though there was time spent like I was a city guardsman or whatever. But I think if we had had a little bit more time in there, I think I could have, just for my own sake, like developed more of a relationship with the other guards, developed more of a relationship with the kidsies. Got a little bit more established before we were shipped off and heading out. So I would have liked to explore Calaman and get a little bit more lay of the land and of that city.
We are being raided by Playodic.
It's some boots.
Okay.
You do your job. Yeah.
Yeah, it made you do your job. That's what.
Yeah, he made me do my
To
job.
go see what they actually did in their streams for when they do the raid phrases.
Yeah.
Always something funny that happened in it.
Yeah, that's why there's.
Shiny, anything you wish we'd spent more time on?
Not really.
Rescuing me.
being there,
Duh.
Hey,
coming in,
that came in time.
you know.
It came in time. Would add in though is if Astral ever needed a backline front buster for his quest for the Night Skins, you got to talk to the higher ups, and Zeal might help out.
You could probably call in a favor. What about? Oh, all right. I know what we're going to talk about. Go ahead, Fidela. Go ahead and tell us all about it.
Alrighty, so the one thing that I wish we had gotten a little bit more time, and I understand why we didn't, was actually Layla's connection that reason she was so protective over the party and particularly Reverence, and all of that was because her and Isbin were like Reverence and Darrett. So
It's Auntie Layla.
Yeah.
the way that she looked at it is Reverence was her niece. With their respective lives, they weren't able to actually like be together, but they would always come back together. Like open relationship for sure, but would always find their way back to each other and spend what time they could, whether he needed faring here or there. So knowing he's alive, she would scour the earth trying to find him, and because everybody in the party meant so much to him, they were her family too.
Aww.
Which is why she kept saying that, especially towards the end.
Aww.
Like, can't you stop hurting my family?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes Durin her nephew too. Then.
You're welcome.
well, then he can stay very far away then.
Part of the crew.
Now.
You made him part of the crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is.
Yes.
Well, I doubt he would stay part of the crew with his new
He's got to get around.
rest in life.
Yeah, his goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't know.
He's busy.
Hey,
Can't stay on the ship.
Hey, I can do a lot.
There's only so many mermaids.
Tavares,
Mhm.
do we miss anything? Is there anything you wish we'd spent more time on?
No, I felt everything that needed to happen happened as far as all the places we needed to go. I'm glad we did not go to other areas because of the fact that that would have gave me more opportunities to be destructive. Um,
He hasn't fully embraced his inner chaos goblin yet, guys.
because I feel like whatever area I would have went into, I would have done the complete opposite of what the party would have wanted me to, and because I had those freedoms to do it, yeah, it would have been far worse.
We already answered this question. You all have answered this question at some point, but the question is, did your character achieve what they set out to do, or did they evolve into reaching for a new goal? And I know with Vitus, we absolutely did, because we got the final fight.
We did.
Larry, I think she got her family. She got to carry on the nights. So I know that was it. Astral, he got to be an acrobatic paladin and do crazy stuff.
He got his fucking bard.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sai got to be full dragon, got her dragon egg back, got to do dragon to dragon fight multiple times.
Fantastic.
Durin, we got, well, with you, yeah, I mean, we really didn't have much. I mean, you got to be Durin. You got to lead a militia. You got to be, you know, an inventor. You got to do all the stuff that we kind of set out to do. Fidela, the same way, I think. I think we accomplished. I mean, we got to do the shrine. We got to do a lot of that cool backstory stuff that we talked about. And Zeal, we got to do your whole, like, return to the party scene, which was pretty massive. That was a very cool undertaking too, to set that up physically in the real world. So that was awesome.
That we were surprised.
Yeah, that was the goal, you know.
You're gonna be here at 6:59, sit outside the door and don't say anything until
Listen for this exact phrase, and then you're gonna come in. There's gonna be a chair to my left.
I will never forget just looking over and just seeing him in the hallway all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was great.
That was pretty
And Monkey Man got to be our hype man.
Yep,
Thank you,
that's
Monkey
true.
Man.
And we got one of his NPCs in on the final battle, which was really cool. All right.
Permanent cannon master.
So we don't have long left, but I do want to cover this question. What was your favorite interaction between your character and any NPC?
When Soft beheaded me.
Yeah.
I got murdered
yeah.
by Soft.
Karen?
Honestly, my favorite part was that entire time frame that I had with Frostwind.
Yeah.
Just that entire whole time, when for a little while it was very easy for me to slide into the role I really felt like I needed to play. It was a little easier. I really enjoyed that.
Larry? Just say Derek. We know it's Derek.
Yeah,
It's Derek.
fine. Just no
Yep.
elaboration needed.
Nope, none.
Thank you.
All of them.
I'm thinking it though. Real hard.
Aaron, favorite interaction with an NPC?
Teaching for Tala dancing lights.
It was really
That was good. It was a good scene. Yeah.
The babies. The babies.
Shine?
really, there wasn't really one between Zeal and any other real NPC, but I'd probably have to say the time he spent sitting there in a chair muttering Calaman City Guard ID 28669 to himself for months.
Yep.
Fidela?
Cubby.
Cubby.
And any interactions with the Raven Queen was
Yeah.
fun too, but definitely Cubby
Well,
was always a highlight when she was
Cubby,
Cubby, yeah.
I was gonna say Cubby. Cubby for
I
you.
forgot about Cubby.
How do you
Yeah.
forget about Cubby?
Cubby definitely
Wonderful.
on fire crew.
Yep.
Tavares?
My favorite interaction with NPC would have to have been during yours.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
That
Yep.
was
What an
great.
episode that one was.
Being able to talk so much shit to
Directly to a guy.
directly to a guy.
Yeah, that was
And
frightening.
just like,
That was frightening.
Getting
This is gonna be-
excited for it.
yeah. And so that would have to be my favorite. And then meeting the Raven Queen and then having those interactions with her. Because I'm like, if I'm on to talk shit to one guy, I'm talk shit to another guy. with
keep it straight line.
just keep So that would be my favorite interaction is with Rior's and the Raven Queen.
What was your favorite character interaction with another player?
Probably when I gave Reverence the green shield and the whole like those two Reverence and Durin arguing over it.
That's a good one.
And like how he like kind of it was funny how it like set up that I got to pick based on performance. Where I'm like I'm a knight, of course I'm giving it to the knight. Like Reverence has it no matter what. So.
Kara?
Thank you for that.
I don't know if I have a standout favorite moment. I think I actually really, really enjoyed pretty much all the interactions that Sai and Astro got to play. It just, for me, it was so much fun to spend the entire campaign after having blatantly misled him. I'm just going to be honest with you. Of course, blatantly misled him in the
The
beginning.
word is lied.
Blatantly misled him. Caused him to think other than the truth. I didn't technically out and out lie. But after getting that, and then just kind of spending that whole campaign, getting to spend the whole campaign, trying to explain to him the nuance of like, but I would not lie about this thing. It sounds awful, but those were the moments that made me so happy.
Okay, and let me see. Larry, favorite player-to-player interaction?
That's really hard. Because I really enjoyed all the interaction I had with all of the players. I enjoyed the back and forth between Durin and Reverence. I really enjoyed the conversations that she had with Sai. I really enjoyed the closeness she had with Layla. But I think the big one was like building a sibling relationship with Astral that I was really connected to.
Yeah.
And I think I feel more for Aaron now because Reverence was so close to Astral.
My sister in Shine.
That's right. D&D, bringing people together.
Yeah.
Aaron?
I think my favorite player interaction, there are two moments and they both go to Durin.
Of course.
I think there was one where the dance where I taught him where I convinced him of the reorg dance and how he needed to activate it. That was
from that.
so fun. And then I think my next favorite was when he was like cursed with the cursed axe or whatever, but we had the situation and I had to convince him that I was the one who blew up the boat and all his belongings have gotten blown up. And I had to have that conversation with him and wondering if he was going to like flip out or anything like that. Like I think that was an issue because we needed him to get right and he wasn't right with everything being gone. So it was like, this is what happened, this is how it happened, let's move forward. But then wondering how he's gonna get his get back. Like that was nerve-wracking.
Shiny?
Oh, the absolute fear-mongering of Astral.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was a good time. Fidela?
Again, it'll have to kind of go to Astral, but the after the boat scene in the bottom where I just came back from the Raven Queen and just about duped it with him. But then the growth that came with that of them learning to help each other balance a little better.
Listen, just talk to someone about the plan first. Just anybody. Just anything. Just ask a question, please.
Yeah. And the same though with Durin with a lot of things though too. So.
Tavares?
My favorite interaction, it would have to come down to the interaction between Illyri and Durin over just petty things.
Everything.
All the time.
Everything.
The petty
All the
is like, oh, okay, I'm mad at you. Thank you. And just the shield. And then her knowing Ispen was alive and not telling me.
I forgot.
So I have elected. I can do whatever I want. So her
I didn't know he was
then
alive either.
the interaction between that, I'm like, you knew the entire time and you didn't tell me. I enjoyed that, and then I also enjoyed the the competition between Astral and Durin for who's going to be most destructive, who's going to one up what. Like, he would always spur me on and do what I'm going to do, and I would always spur him on and like, to do it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because if you don't tell me, I'm just going to do it anyway. So those instances, and yeah, I enjoy it.
The two of them drove O'Leary and Layla insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We gave you what you wanted.
All right, we have about 20 minutes left.
Rapid fire.
I don't want to miss anything super important. I know we have a question from Monkey Man, I believe.
Yes, we do. So one that he asked during the last Q&A that we didn't get to was Alex while DMing. How distracting are we in chat sometimes? Ever felt derailed from something funny you saw or read? Or do you have to not pay attention to keep focus on the game? Any feedback for us in chat as a DM?
Wow. Okay. So I do my very best to read chat and not respond. But oftentimes chat gets me giggling and I have to like swallow it because I'm watching everything that's going on this side. And you guys are just being like just as super serious or super dramatic, doing the you know, like the whispers back and forth in those moments where, and I'm just watching stuff on the chat, and I'm just like, yep, absolutely, just as gray rocking as I can possibly be.
Yeah, deadpan.
But it is so hard sometimes because you guys are cracking me up, especially when you pick up on the little things that get said and then you start repeating them in chat, like rods from gods, you know, stuff that Durin has done, throw a rock.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole thing with Durin and Riorx and the chat for that episode was. I'm
sharing looks. Just
yeah, I'm trying not to. So, all right. So advice from and the comments you guys would make about me playing as certain characters, Darrett, Riort, so on and so forth, was like, it was spurring me on just a little bit because I'd be like, oh, they're responding to this. Okay, let's lean into this a little bit more. So yeah, that was fun. That was fantastic for me. It was a lot of fun. I definitely say for chat, whoever is DMing, heckle the crap out of them because they will actually grow from it, much like I have. And it definitely helps to know what you guys are finding the most entertaining during that, because I like to see what's going on a lot, see what's being said. And if there's something that I've missed, or if there is something that needs clarification, usually you guys will ask that question in chat. And so then I'm like, aha, let me say that again, but clearer and more defined. And I'll say it again out loud. So yeah, I really depend on that chat sometimes to keep me going. So that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Yeah, it's chat's very important. You should definitely pay attention to your chat. Okay, so I think that's all of our guest questions. I'm going to turn it over to you guys now because we got, like I said, about 20 minutes.
We did have two more from
Instagram. Give me the Instagrams.
Yeah.
Let's go Insta.
One I feel like is probably more for you than everybody else. But for pre-written campaigns, do you think that it's acceptable to change the narrative and characters to include your player's backstory?
Oh, for absolutely sure. Okay, this is DM Alex's across the board golden rule. Okay, no matter what it says in any of the books that you buy, I don't care what campaign you're running, I don't care what source books you're using. Remember that the very first paragraph in the DM's guide explicitly says these are guidelines. These are not hard set rules. And as long as your players are having fun, as long as they feel included and important, that is all that matters. And we see that in Dragonlance right here because I had, 4 or 5 of you doing stuff that was not in the books, that's not covered in Dragonlance and how it would operate in Dragonlance. It's not covered in any source material whatsoever. Some of the stuff was homebrew. The Durin arrows was homebrew. I mean, Astral's entire character was homebrewed. And having you guys come in and actually like give me backstory ahead of time, because I told you all ahead of time, like I need to know where you're coming from, and we workshopped every last one of you. I workshopped with. Backstory is so important. It's what makes your character the reason your character is the reason why they are. And some really great moments. Plus, as a DM, I use that a lot. You all have heard me say this multiple times, but one of my goals, no matter what game I'm running, is I make sure that there is an established character story for every player, and it is my goal to make sure that they get to play through their own story the whole way through. And I got that with Vitus, and I got that with Larry. I got that with Astral for sure. I got that with Sai for sure. I mean, all of you. I worked very, very diligently with you all to make sure that each one of you got to fit your story into the campaign. And there were a lot of times where I absolutely changed what the material was in the book to fit you guys, because that's what it should be. I will never ever play straight out of the book. It's just not going to happen. I will not do it. I think that you guys should not be confined by what's between two, covers. My goal is to use that to bring you into the world, and then you help me build from there.
I feel like you did such a good job on that. I actually came to you outside and was like, was this in the book? Was I that spot on? And you're like, no, I just wove it in so well.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Mm.
And then the last one that I had, and this is kind of for everyone, do you fudge dice rolls?
No, actually.
As terrible as mine are? No.
As a DM, and especially, I actually, even when I started, like, with my Curse and Shroud 4-year campaign, at first I did roll behind the screen because I just thought what you would do, and then they were like, what are you doing? And so I was like, you know what, fine. I will roll out in the open. So no, there's only one time in my DM career when I fudged a dice roll, and so that wasn't when I would accidentally kill my stepson who was 8 years old at the time, because a monster critted on him and his character would have died. It was his first time playing, and I was like, yeah, that was the one he missed. But for my main players, you can ask Loretta and Shiny. They've been at my table, and I'm running a ShadowDark Dark Sun campaign at home, which is brutal, and I'm rolling everything out in the open. Luckily for them, most of my rolls have been 3s, but they did fight a lion that got 3 nat 20s, so...
And we also were fighting and got 3 natural 1s.
Yep.
And 3 of us broke weapons.
But no, I always roll out in the open.
Yeah.
Shiny over here just kicking that camera.
So,
God.
As a DM, there are moments where I think every DM has to fudge a dice roll.
Yes.
For
I
narrative
agree.
purposes.
The Iron Thing.
The DMs roll 10 times more dice than the player.
We talked about that.
So DMs are gonna crit far more often than not. And narratively, it's like, does this work? Does it not work? Whatever the case may be. As a player, never. You never fudge dice roll. Let the dice tell the story. But as a DM, the DM needs to keep his thumb on the beat of the story. And if it fits in that moment, let it rock. If it narratively is the wrong thing, if it doesn't feel right, it's not the right time. But I mean, there are times too you can hold that one in your pocket, and when you know that the situation is coming, you can pull it out. So I typically, if I'm DMing and I'm fudging a roll, I'm fudging down. I'm never fudging up.
Yeah. I will say I have fudged up for sure as DM. There are some times where you guys get into fights, and when I say you guys, I'm talking players in general, not just you guys.
Players,
yeah. Yeah, where you'll get into a situation that requires contested dice rolls, and the situation is supposed to be challenging. It's supposed, and it feels like if my dice are just killing me on this side of the screen, and you guys are breezing through, I feel like it robs you of that opportunity to be heroes, which I've always said is one of my main goals, is make sure everybody gets a chance to be a hero. So yeah, sometimes I'm just like, Okay, that's a natural 20. You just took a whole bunch of damage because it adds drama to the scene. But at the same time, I'm still in control on this side. So it doesn't really matter what I roll over here. I am determining how this is going to go. If it's an unimportant thing, then yeah, I roll straight out in the open. But sometimes I let that minion or that boss have just an extra several hit points to make sure everybody gets a chance to do something before I'm like, and you got the last hit point, and it's been dead for like 6 rounds, But it's like I got to make sure you guys have a chance to
It's something that's
be
done.
challenging,
It's something that's done in like stories too, though, right? Like your heroes are only as strong as the opposition they're going up against.
Yeah, and if you're just walking through them, then you don't feel like you're doing anything. So yeah, I absolutely 100% fudge dice rolls.
Well, and that also has something to do with who you're running at your table. Just to be fair, I mean, I ran Witchlight, and I've run a lot of stuff since then with a lot of different groups. They're very varied, and I'm finding so much that I've ended up running for 1 or 2 groups that are more roleplay heavy than anything. And I've run for some groups that are like, I'd rather not do very much roleplay, I just want to kill things. And like figuring out which dice rolls you can fudge for which groups and how to do it, that's really important, because sometimes when you have someone who's really role play heavy, but they are bad at getting the words out, but you want to give it to them because you can tell that they're trying, you want to give them sometimes fudge those dice for them just to let them have that heroic moment of, you didn't say much, but your face conveyed everything, you were fantastic. But like you said, lots of extra hit points sometimes just to make sure there's a little challenge to it.
Sure.
Like that.
I fudge DCs for that too, especially if somebody gives me a great role play or a great description of what they're doing, and then they just like fumble that dice roll. I'm just like, you know what? That's enough. That looks cool. I want it to happen. So yeah, rule of cool always applies for me.
Yep.
And we see that a lot in Dragonlance for sure.
And that's what's going to be interesting about running ShadowDark, because that book actually has a thing like when to roll. A lot of times, if you're role playing correct, like if you're actually role playing and engaging, you give an epic speech, you don't have to roll. You did it.
Yeah.
Like if you legit convince that guard to let you through the gates through role play, you did it.
I think the dice are there for people who still struggle with role play.
Yes, and that is still always an option.
Yeah.
If you can't think of anything, then make your check. But
alrighty. Any other questions?
No,
Any other ones?
that
Is that
was
all the guests?
the ones that I had gotten from outside of here. If you want to open it up to
right, yeah.
chat, if they have any more, and then we also do have individual ones for each other if we think we have time.
Well, there, we got 10 minutes. Where do you want to go?
I want to stick to the singular questions. Let's avoid the questions for all characters and just go down the line. And if everybody will just ask the questions that are listed under your names.
Sure. All right.
what was it like getting to play a dragon?
It's epic.
I know, like, I
Freaking
mean,
epic.
I guess I should further illustrate it, like, mechanically, like, having that dragon monster stat block in front of you and knowing you get to use that. I mean, I know the feeling.
Yeah,
I'm doing it in
use
this
it, yeah.
campaign.
I will be honest with you. I think that the most disappointing part of being a dragon, because there was a part that was disappointing for me, was, and your AC is 18. What the?
That is true.
Mother! I was so angry with that AC because I was like, dude, like, that's still so easy to hit for so many things. It doesn't seem fair, but gets made up for it. They have those legendary actions, which is nothing. As a player, you don't get those kind of actions, and those are so neat and so unique and so much fun to have. So,
But at the same time, you forgot
I
my
forgot
hit points
one
are
time.
much higher than what they
I
were.
forgot it one game, one time.
And you thought you were
One
dead. You like, wait,
One
like, no, your hit points are much. Like, oh!
First of all, I didn't even think I was dead so much as I thought I got reverted back. Okay.
And then you went, oh, my hit points are higher than that. Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
still up.
Again, I forgot one time in all of the times that I had to keep track of all the
This is
different
what
hit
it's like
points.
for real.
Just so FYI, people,
That one time counted.
let's be clear here, because if you don't play druids, I feel like this is important information. When you play druid, guys, you end up having to keep track of all of a sudden that specific monsters, their hit points, their everything, whatever creature you turn into. You have to now keep track of a whole different set of stuff that has to do with that creature.
And nobody here has any experience doing that, right, Layla?
Just saying.
Not at all.
Just saying. So I think the fact that I forgot dragon hit points one time out of all of the times that it became all of those different animals was very impressive.
I missed that a little bit.
Also,
I was a little sad to turn back.
Astro, you got a question for Layla?
I do have a question for Layla. What is the true nature of Layla's relationship to the Raven Queen?
Yeah.
Necromancy.
Really, it is. No, it's not necromancy. Exactly what has been
You're not going to get her to admit it now.
No, because I was an NPC beforehand, I really didn't come up with much of a backstory on how she got to be with her patron because I didn't think it would really matter. So
Yeah.
what happened on stream was completely organic in just how it was. So there's no hidden agenda or anything there. It really just, it was what it was. What you saw is what you got.
Uh-huh.
No, there is no necromancy.
Espen is a god that is immortal, and you just
I didn't
happen
know
to
that.
be a warlock for the Queen of the Dead, right?
I
Like,
didn't
there's
know
no.
It's been lied to me too on
I'm
that
just
one.
saying.
He's gonna get a punch in the
No,
face.
no. I believe Sai said deliberately misled. That's not a lie.
It's important. It's important. It's an important distinction, guys.
And then my second
Durin.
question is for Durin.
So
With Durin being a near demigod himself at this point, is there any desire to reestablish his relationship to Reorx or any other god within the pantheon of Kryn?
let's be real here. Durin said some very strong, passionate words
Some might even say damning words.
Yeah, those two.
to he who will not be named.
Oh, okay.
All right, that answers that.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
But if he were to reestablish a connection with any god of the pantheon, it would most likely be,
Paladin.
well, if not Paladin, Isfin.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
he has such a deep connection with Isfin, he would want to follow Isfin.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Moving down to
Let's see.
Tavares. You have a
Question
question for
for-
Sai?
Yes, Sai. With getting your egg back, what's next? Do you stay or do you return to your dragon?
I think she answered that.
I did. I said I'm returning to the dragon can, and just so we're clear, I will be keeping him away from some of them because it is not good for a population to
To
be
be
that
thinned
interbred.
out.
It's a
You-
problem.
Okay, first off,
It's a problem.
I'll say this right now.
No, it's a
Y'all had a
problem.
hard enough time stopping Durin before he became Demi. Now that he's
Dwarf
Demi, he
dragon
will
babies.
sit there and do what he wants to do because, like always, Durin's gonna do Durin.
Facts.
You've got another question for Astro.
I do. Okay, Astro, you and Durin have had a lot of moments that look like competition on being, destructive. Did you ever think about how you were going to one up Durin's actions?
If I want to be honest with you, this is
Yeah.
there was moments where Aaron was like, I gotta one up
Yep.
Tavares. Right?
I was like, don't even lie here,
Now-
sir.
Now, I will say this as well. The competition between Astral and Durin, Astral does not believe there is a competition
Because he already won it.
because Astral has never died.
Oh. Yep.
Astral has not only protected your corpse to be brought back, he has actually brought you back a couple of times. So
You were also the
You
cause
had-
of why he died in the first place.
yeah, I'm just saying.
So, I
you know,
mean, if anything, that means he definitely went.
I'm just saying. I will say this, just saying, like with that all being said, you have a negative score, sir.
Every time Durin came back,
Mm.
he came back stronger than the time he died before.
Like
Yeah, but he
Goku.
died.
Still not
But
better
it's
than
still
Astro.
sad.
Just saying.
He like Goku. That's what I'm saying.
That's how you're going
And he's still not better than Astro.
Come back strong.
Every time he comes back strong, he's still down.
You know what? That's fair.
Type joke.
Yeah, wow, this is a lot problematic.
Is that a short joke?
There were some correct questions.
However you want to imagine it.
Because
It works.
Astral's taller than Dirk.
It is what it is.
Reverence.
There were questions from Reverence who asked that we please not make her read extra stuff on camera, and I totally do that. I totally do. So my favorite question we're asking first: how many children does Derek want?
That was anonymous. That was not reverence. That was
Okay.
anonymous.
Now
That's
we know
fine.
it's not an honor.
It was in the chat, guys. guess it doesn't matter who you say. You'll probably see it.
Uh,
I would be nosy and ask too if it makes you feel better.
Jared tends to help repopulate the Knights of Solamnia and Vogler, and
Yay!
you know, they've got a school to run.
Yep.
You know, he's seen a lot of people lose their lives, and he's ready to put at least a dozen out there.
Good God, why? You're on the softball team. Good. Okay.
Roll a D100.
Yeah.
Layla, you wanna
Well,
put
I
in?
did the 3, so I figured Kara could do
Yeah.
the 2 there.
Yeah.
She's okay with that.
Yeah, you're
Make
fine.
it
You got the.
So obviously we did already talk about a little bit that there was a plot hole for sure, and that fell through. But another question. I'm so sorry, but I need to ask this one first because this was a question for the DM, and I'm glad someone asked it or put it out there because I wanted to ask it. And if it hadn't been that we were streaming, if it hadn't have been for that, would you have gone ahead and killed Astral and or Durin when Astral blew up that boat? Because this is a great question. This is true. I've had this question outside of game.
Okay. So as a DM, I'm gonna take a very diplomatic answer here.
So he would have killed him. Yes, I knew it.
As a DM, the hardest part of our job is to keep the players alive. That is absolute, hands down, hardest part of the job. You guys find ways to kill yourselves that I'm not predicting all the time. You throw yourselves into situations where I have to fudge dice rolls to keep you alive. You throw yourself down into a gorge with giant scorpions chasing after you, and I have to figure out, okay, how do I get him out of this without killing him off? All right, we're gonna have to do some athletics checks, and we're gonna do. So, if we were not
I
streaming,
killed 2 of them.
you did, but that wasn't enough. Okay, so if we were not streaming, I have a reputation for being an evil DM.
No shit.
Really?
Oh damn.
I am not a killer DM, but I do believe in consequences. I believe that if the risk and threat of losing your character is not there, then there's no challenge to the game. So if it hadn't have been for the stream, then Durin and Astral would have been blown to little tiny pieces, and there would have been nothing left.
That was my
I'm not
question.
gonna lie, guys. The way I know that's true, his character lived the entire time.
No, he died 3 times, and it was.
He was brought back to magic.
Yeah, well, it was difficult.
Yeah.
I think that was
Bone
due to
explosions
O'Leary
hurt a lot,
having,
apparently.
having a spell he didn't plan on.
And I
Thank
can,
God she did.
I can tell you, Taurus has played with me for 20 years now, and he has been through many campaigns with me as DM, and
I'm the first to die in every campaign.
he is absolutely the first one to die in every single one of my campaigns, and
He
in
also
not.
steals something
Oh
from
my
me
gosh,
every
steal!
goddamn
You have not let that go.
No, I will not. That was my sword.
Well, you know what? It looked good on me, baby.
That's all right. That's all right.
Most of his characters.
I got him. I got him. Smokey.
Oh, your poor pet.
Oh, you're not allowed to have pets, sir. That's how bad it was. I killed his companion in the first game we ever played together. And he had 20 years now, and that is still open scarred trauma right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll never go away.
The fire death,
It would just get
and then
deeper.
putting him back in the fire.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was
That
good.
was great.
That was, she
Yeah.
was in that one.
Okay, so
Okay, but I didn't even know that was happening. That was not on me. That was on everybody else who was
So-
trying to heal him that knew.
every time I die,
Oh yeah.
It's pretty dramatic.
it gets worse. I don't. Okay, you know how Will Wheaton constantly roll ones? I constantly die in new, innovative ways, and it just gets worse.
Yes.
So you're
Every
kidding.
time
From
I
South
die.
Park.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
The
they killed
deaths
Safari.
just mount up,
Yep.
and you think you figured out how I'm gonna die. No, a new way gets introduced
It's
to
valid.
how I die. I've never died the same way twice.
What was your most recent death in my game?
Yeah, the flipping pony from hell came, the hoof of doom came crawling down on my character. Now, okay, on me, my fault. The team, like,
On me, it was my fault.
Wait till you hear this.
They're like, oh, he's a spy. I didn't deny it.
What do you mean somehow? I was playing the bad guy.
Okay.
I'm the one who said to the party, oh, he's a spy. Hey, you should probably run before they find that out. As the bad guy. That they know is a bad guy.
Now,
And he acted like a spy.
And then he acted like a
He does
spy.
act like
He
a
goes,
spy a
what do I
lot.
gotta roll to deceive them?
All right.
So I vaporized him.
as Astral has always said, the dice tell the story, and I rolled and got low, so I did what I normally do. I will play my character the way he is. So yeah, he was shifty.
It's a lot of death.
And
did
I
some
rolled
things.
high.
She rode high, and then I went.
And I pony hoofed him.
Yep.
Yep.
Hoof of Doom is what happened. So that is a new way that I have died in this
Hoof of doom.
current thing. And so, yeah, look forward to the next game I'm in, because I will probably die in a very imaginative way that will
Exciting
not
new
be
way.
the same I have died before.
Oh, speaking
Died in
of,
your game too, didn't he?
Yeah.
And just barely
Yeah.
made it.
He did.
he's far
tradition
Tavares is
lives
gonna
on.
die if he's in a game.
Yeah.
I should
It's
make
gonna
a
happen.
shirt of a
Well, I
tally
lost the
death.
level.
Yeah, you
We're
should.
coming back with some
We'll all just start signing and dating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whiteboard shirt, just a new one every time.
Okay, so we have run out of
Yes,
time, but I do want to go two things. All right, so first off, obviously, in this next phase of Candles and Coasters, we're going to be moving to a brand new system. We're going to have a brand new DM. We're going to have a brand new play style available that you all should definitely pay attention to if you're in the area. I will have the ShadowDark RPG stuff on the shelf. Hopefully, I've ordered it 2 times and I keep selling out. So
Nice.
I've got to get another order in here at the shop again.
It's a
Comic
good
Emporium, your home for all Candles and Coasters merch and people. But
One day.
one day. I mean, we had the coasters for a little while, and yeah, I mean, so yeah, but okay, so we're moving into that. Dustin is going to be our DM for that. Do they call you DM in ShadowDark?
GM.
GM.
technically, 'cause
GM.
DM's copyrighted.
Right. So he will be the GM, Game Master, for ShadowDark RPG, and our players are going to be, raise your hand, players. There we go. There's our
With,
4 players there.
And a special
Um,
guest.
And our special guest, of course, Shiny's going to be playing in on that. Durin and
To be determined.
yeah, TBD. Durin and I will be taking a break from streaming, so you will not see us on camera, but you can find us here at the shop, of course. We hang out here. I mean, I'm here 7 days a week, just about. Yeah. Tavares is here all the time, hanging out with me. So yeah, you won't see us for a little while, but we'll be in chat. You'll see me popping up as Jericho, one of my favorite characters of all time. So you'll see him hopping along, and
Love
yeah,
that accent.
Jericho is one of my favorites. I absolutely love him. He's never gonna die.
But I'll say, as a player, I will be back, and Alex most likely will be back as a player eventually.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I said eventually. But to the fans, thank you guys for being with us for so long. I know we've had a lot of ups and downs, especially with audio, technical difficulties, but that hopefully will get
Casting.
ironed out. We did move up to 117, so yeah. So again, thank you guys for being supportive, helping us through these times. We will continuously grow. We'll continue getting better. We'll continue evolving as the Candles and Coasters go on. But we would not be where we are without you, without Comic Emporium. So big shout out and thank you to everyone that is involved. So round of applause to the players,
Yeah.
the staff. And yeah, we hope to continue to tell more stories. We hope to continue to innovate and evolve again to further push our unique narrative to you guys.
Very true.
That's all me.
And
Alrighty.
Ian White, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
Ian.
definitely.
Shadow Knight.
You're not.
Yeah, a huge shout out. Huge shout out. Thank you so
It's
much.
our AV guy.
You also know him as Heretic. He's working on the song for ShadowDark. You'll
Yeah,
hear it as
we'll have
Very
real music
excited.
and stuff.
Very excited.
Uh,
We got a lot of new things coming. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys do next. I'll be watching from the shadows,
And the
from
more
the
money you
background.
give us, the more we can reinvest in the stream.
Yeah,
Donate. Bits.
well, I mean, whatever we can get. But honestly, and also, I just throw this out there. You know, we're all looking for invites to any sort of conventions. We'll gladly come do panels, live plays. You can come meet us. We're crazy and weirder in person than we are on camera for sure. Yeah, come by the shop anytime. I'm like I said, I'm here all the time. You can come talk to me about it. Some of you have, and that was really cool. Like the first time that ever happened was somebody coming in and talking about like the different characters and talking about
Creating the fan art.
creating the fan art.
That was cool.
That was really amazing.
I remember that I walked into the shop for a Thursday night game, and you're like, and here's somebody, you talk to him.
Yeah.
Times that has happened.
Yeah.
We had the photo shoot at the
Yes,
tavern for the escape room, and
Yes.
that was really fun.
Amazing pictures.
That
Yeah.
was really fun.
So it's been a wild ride, y'all. For 2 years now, going on 2 years as of August, and I just realized this like tonight as I was seeing myself on camera. But I have made the full gambit too, because when I first started, remember I had really long hair all the way down to my shoulder, and then like 3 months in, I cut it all off, and I can remember Mark as I walked in, and he was like, "You're not supposed to cut your hair," and I was like, "Well, I did." And it was like, "You're not supposed to." It was like, "Yeah, well, I'm DM, so I'm gonna cut my hair if I want to." And now here I am, and look, I'm almost back to shoulder length again, because that's what I do. I go through cycles. All right, so that's everything, guys.
Actually, before I want to take just a couple quick seconds, have a little backstory on Zeal that nobody has ever really gotten.
What?
Okay.
So
Okay, hold on. Bonus episode behind the end credit scene. Go for it.
So
Should we put up the credits
not
and
yet.
take them down?
Yeah, I should. I should probably do that. Hold on. Here we go. End credits are rolling, and but wait, we're back because there's an end credit scene.
So one thing that nobody has ever actually thought of asking Zeal himself is how he came into being, of why he helped the party at all. And if we could just paint just like a little scene of a picture right now between Zeal and Durin.
Okay, here it is.
So
It's,
thing with Durin is, did Durin ever get Runic back?
Well, we knew Runic was a dragon.
No, I mean Runic itself. The actual
sheep.
your
ram.
actual ram.
Runic.
Ram.
Not the ram that was a dragon that kidnapped Zeal.
Things happen. I was different during.
No, I'm saying, did Durin ever get Runic back?
Yes.
Did Durin ever bring Runic towards Calaman?
Most likely, probably yes.
So in one of those little excerpts of Durin bringing Runic near Calaman.
Here we go. All right, here's the scene. Let me set it for
We're
you.
not giving you a rifle.
Yeah, here's how it goes. Here's the scene. So, sun is shining over Calaman. Calaman's recovering, rebuilding. You see Durin trotting along on his faithful steed Runic. Behind him, we see Kvessen and Broxton and Bertala all trailing after as they're walking along.
Our babies. Our babies.
The future has been
Hey, TM's still sitting in the seat. TM gets to paint the scene. Kvessen is busy telling Broxton all about the newest invention, the newest forged product that he has going on. Bertala is nose deep into a grimoire, memorizing a new spell that she learned from Layla, and then...
So, bright and sunny, and then all of a sudden the sky over Durin just darkens.
Like a cloud
Like
passes
there
in front of
is
the
a
sun.
massive cloud in front of the sun, yes. And then all of a sudden there is just an earth-shattering boom right in front of Durin and Runic. And if Durin would look at this, he would see that it is a rod from God
Oh, wow.
with a note attached.
Oh, you have an actual note over there. Oh,
And if you will read that to the whole party, sir. I know my handwriting's not the right
Oh, okay.
best, but
Durin, I missed on purpose.
Yes.
I was going to aim for your ram, seeing how runic was a trigger point for me, seeing as how one of the dragonkin fucks with your disguise, as that ram and that kidnapper kidnapped me. A very good friend taught me a very valuable lesson: to forgive and forget. It's been Greenshield saved me from death years ago and dropped me off outside of Calaman. He gave me a new life, away from being hunted and used as bait to get combatants exercise before their fights.
Wow.
I'm extending this to Runic. He was not the target of my hate, only by product.
proximity.
a byproduct.
Go with grace and know that the rods from gods will always be on your side. Yours truly, Zeal Moss Blossom of the Eastbriar Moss Blossom.
Aww.
Good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Alrighty, so everybody, yeah.
That was the plot point between Zeal and the party, is that if he saved him from death.
Yeah. That was I remember that.
We were about to go on a villain saga.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us once again. The next time you see us will be in 2 weeks, where we will be kicking off with ShadowDark RPG. Yeah, I guess until then, keep those candles burning.
Dragon Blaze is done!
We did it!